We haven't really seen the Mirana from them since they lost with it against Keen 2 days ago.
That was a display indeed.
It was. I mean, a display it was. Not a great display.
We've been seeing a lot of Darkseer, Nyx Assassin, a lot of like melee support duos, you know, to kind of get people out of the lanes with that Ion Shell and skip creeps, but they're actually going to go with the range disruptor. This makes pretty good sense to me. I mean,
imagine the wombo combos.
Oh my god, Sheever.
Yeah.
Vacuum into Centaur Stomp, into Ultimate from Disruptor.
Yep.
With our Spirit Ult. Yeah, I'm not too hype on that, but...
Well, you know, the thing that Nip lacked previous game is team fight.
Yes.
And I know that Undying and Ember Spirit offer a little bit of that, but if you compare it to what AG has, it's just not enough.
I mean, I like the Disruptor pickup a lot, besides the fact that, you know, it does have very nice synergy with everything else coming out here, but the fact that, you know, if Ember tries to zip himself out, if he's not careful, doesn't have that remnant up and running, just, you know, bring him right back again, but, oh boy, an Enigma pickup. I have no BKB piecing spells right now.
Yep. Enigma's going to have a tough time until BKB Blink Dagger is out on this bad boy here. A decent amount of ways to stop him already. And, yep. It's looking pretty intense here so far for NIP. They need to have a lot of good black holes. They need to steamroll this early game with wherever this Undying is going.
They need to have damage, too, for the black hole, because we've seen a lot of times where, you know, the Enigma, a great vehicle to be able to put pressure down. It's that team fight that you guys were looking for, but I've seen games where, you know, the Ember Spirit just either gets picked off too early or just doesn't have damage, and you can get the most beautiful black hole of your life, but if there's nothing else going into it, generally, doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot.
It does not. You know what worries me at this point? Ninjas in Pyjamas, they are a team that has a little bit of a different way of playing around their cores. They're not playing around their mid or their carry. They're normally playing around 3-3. He's their star player. He is their best one that normally is the win condition, if you will. And this Enigma is probably played by him.
The EG Spectre. A complete disaster last time we saw it, and now we are seeing that they're kind of trying to go for that late game, as I said, you know? They know that if they can survive early with the Undying, then they can make it late. However, you kind of want to pick Undying against Spectre so that you can steamroll them and make sure they never get to late game. There's other heroes that are better late and can do more in the early to mid game.
However, Spectre can't get cliffed.
Spectre can't get cliffed.
The perfect draft.
It's perfect. I mean, I don't know. That's a very confident pick, in my opinion.
It is.
Especially when you know that you're up against Undying, Ember, Shaman early. You're just saying, all right, there's nothing they can do. But, I mean, that's big ballin'. If it works out, hell yeah.
I need a tempo control mid now for Smail. That's going to be a big deal here for EG.
Last time in their core duo, as in Artesian's Mill, when they had Spectre, it was that Mirana. And he can set the pace with that.
In a way.
It's a Monkey King ban.
Smart. That's great. Monkey King would be a fantastic mid in this game to make sure that he could just steamroll and make Spectre a bunch of space.
Wait, why not go back for Viper again? How does Viper fit into this draft?
I think Viper's a fantastic pickup for this draft. Again, Spectre needs to have space. They've got a lot of people that can move heroes right now. Darkseer, Disruptor, Earth Spirit, but where is the right click? Hey, that'd be a perfect addition to this kind of team lineup. It's probably one of the reasons that they banned out the Monkey King. It's because of that high damage to correlate with those movement heroes. But Alchemist actually banned out there.
Ooh.
Akanka?
Well, his laning is a lot more difficult than what it used to be with no more than Tidebringer denies. He's still a good hero, though.
Who's right-clicking on EG? Where's the damage?
It's gonna come from Spectre, and they have some high ground defense. Kunkka is decent at high ground defense. Darkseer is as well, so they should be able to not just defend high ground, but also defend those objectives. They've got a team fight for that as well, so they're hoping, as you said, to draw that game out so that the Spectre can get fat enough.
Yes.
Ninjas in Pyjamas, they are gonna look for a different route with the Huskar as the last pick. What do you make of that, Moxie?
Last pick Huskar, man. That's a lot of aggression coming out early. That fits their drop. But again, this is kind of like the situation where, you know, Ninjas in Pyjamas, they're a little bit on that timer, right? They need to make sure that they win those lanes, get going early, or else we've got a Spectre and you got a Kunkka.
Do you give them more chance this game than previous?
Yeah, I mean, if they successfully pull this off, if all the pieces come together, yes, I think that this is a very aggressive draft. But
do you think the pieces will come together?
That's the question.
That is
the question. I do like a last pick Huskar. So, you know what, this time I'm gonna throw my support behind Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Alright,
it's your turn.
Okay, I understand what they wanted with Kunkka. They said, we need a right clicker, we need someone that's going to do something.
Oh no, are we going to have the trifecta Jinx?
I don't like it. I think it's too much hubris. Spectre into Undying, Kunkka has to do well. I gotta go with Nip. I'm sorry. I know Ichi's going to win, but it's disrespectful. Disrespectful.
I will have to go with Ninjas in Pyjamas as well. I'm on the same boat here, and
the curse.
That is the trifecta Jinx so far. When everybody said the same thing, I believe the opposite has come true. So, well, let's see if the Jinx can be broken here in game number 2 with Bulldog and Gods.
We're here now for game number 2 between EG and NIP. EG leading 1-0. The panel fully behind the NIP draft. PPD, do you believe in him as well, or do you think the Bulba draft does have some things that it can throw at NIP?
Well, I look at EG's draft and it looks like a pile of crap.
Pile of crap.
I'm not sure I understand the Spectre pick at all. And the last pick Kunkka as well, who's going to lane against a Huskar. Like, this seems like a disaster to me.
Different strokes for different folks. You know, some people like unconventional things.
Yeah, and you know, they picked it yesterday as well, the Spectre, and or was it 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And now they pick it against it. They clearly have practiced it a lot, and they feel confident in it, but into an Undying, and they feel like they don't have a lot of base creators, and just with the nerf of Kunkka.
What's good about their draft? What do you like about EG's draft? Or is it, I mean, what do you like about the pile of crap I'm saying?
Well, they do have the Wombo combo, which is always fun to watch. The Vacuum into Disruptor ult could be pretty scary with the Earth Spirit ult as well. So they have like this Wombo combo that could be a threat for sure.
They have Crit Earth Spirit?
Yeah, they do have that. So if NIP get a little bit overconfident and group up, they can definitely get punished pretty hard.
Okay, well, for NIP, they've got that 10th pick Huskar. Sounding like wow, NIP also gave up 4 bounty runes.
Okay, that's oh, whoa.
I just look up all of a sudden and I'm like, whoa, what?
A Spectre lineup gets 4 bounty runes?
Okay.
Okay, maybe it's not so bad after all.
That's right. I mean, Iron Shell level 1, you don't really want to fight into that Darkseer plus Earth Spirit. That's why you used a double Iron Shell to secure that fight at the bottom lane, and well, that's at least going to be a strong dual lane down here, I imagine. But mid lane, the Huskar 10th pick, feels like this pick is going to be a bit more of a gotcha pick, unlike the Timbersaw.
Yeah, Huskar should be doing really well mid lane in just a few minutes. But they do decide to try lane here.
Yeah, can NIP actually get an early kill onto Crit? That'd be really nice for them. He doesn't have the roll for a couple more seconds. PPD, 1 or 2 more right clicks into Decay, and he'll get the kill. First blood goes the way of PPD.
Yeah, so they are going to secure that Ember, which is going to set the tempo of this game, but this obviously means that there's the solo Enigma top. And that means Ortiz will farm here, and Spectre having a good lane, that's not something you want to have.
Yep.
You should struggle in the lane, and right now that's not the case.
And if you're not careful, you feed away some of those Eidolon golds, as we saw up top. So, be pretty cautious about how you play it. So far, Fata not having a good time mid against Sumail. Torrent not going to land, but Right now, Sumail, 8 last hits, 3 denies to the 3-0 of Fata's Husker. Back at bottom, Saxa with the boots, one more right click. Oh, he couldn't quite get it off. Salves as well. Saxa's Shadow Shaman here with that boots first, proving to be very annoying for EG to deal with. And he's just going to chase him down and keep on right clicking, I imagine.
Hitting really hard here.
BPD rocks up, that's going to force a surge away.
Yeah, I mean, they are clearing the bottom. So Ember is having the game he wants to, but the other lanes, so you mentioned Husker, struggling a little bit, but this should get better really quickly. Like the first few levels, Husker has terrible CSing skills, so...
Yep.
And obviously the Kanka is super good, but you should be able to harass him out when you hit around level 3.
So that this start is not too... It's not too worrying right now for NIP.
It shouldn't be, but you never know about Sumail. He is pretty good at Dota. So if there's anyone who can make it work, it should be him.
Yep.
And we see all the like harass on the back here.
He's baiting. He's got the Air Spirit behind him. He's going to roll on in. Hits the stun and the follow-up damage.
What?
Whoa,
Whoa. We didn't miss anything.
Production's like, no, Fata, he's already having a bad game one. We can't show more of these kills. That's a no-no.
He's already dead. Okay, well, I mean, that's like the ideal thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
It was literally going to get to the point where he was going to take over the lane, and now you kill him before that happens.
Right as the haste wore off too.
Yeah, so you're super happy about it. And the Spectre is free farming.
Yeah.
NIP, maybe you should send up down dying.
Yeah, it seems like they're really committed to this tri lane down bottom, but I mean, if they do run dual lanes here, I think the worry is that Earth Spirit Darkseer lane is very strong and scary. But perhaps enough damage has been done. Ember's already 21 and 8. You've got a Shadow Shaman there. It does feel like at this point, one of the supports may need to consider relocating. Coming on in is 33, wanting to make sure Fly's not up to any pulls or shenanigans.
As for it's only level 2. So, yeah, I mean, they're winning bottom, but that's what happens when you tri lane. And I still don't think the payoff is good enough, unless Ace is going to have a really beautiful game here, getting that level 6 and then just TPing, getting maybe early boosted travel, and can move around the map and just keep killing, because you need to put up the aggression against the enemy team here, against EG.
Yep. We'll see if Crit wants to make another move towards mid. It looks like that's not going to be the case. He just rolls on out of the enemy jungle. Just trying to be as active and annoying as possible as Sumail. Throws a torrent, just wants a last hit, and will get it as he nicely secures that range creep.
That kill he got in the middle lane really is helping out the Kanka. And Enigma got 14 denies, so that's something.
Yep.
That is a lot.
That's what you want to see in your Enigma. That's, you know, Spectre, despite having 24 last hits and farming, it's not the complete utter free farm. A lot of those Enigma denies likely are going to be the Eidolons. Probably like maybe 5 to half of them or so.
Looks like he is going to die now though. Can he give this to Ortiz somehow?
Fly gets the last hit. Thunderstrike, you can't really stop the damage from coming out, and Teasy will use the creep wave that's been pulled to the side to secure some neutrals and also bounty roots. Sumail rotating in to make sure they get those top.
This time around they do get 2 at least on NIP. Yep. Nothing too bad, but still the biggest problem right now is Husker is not winning his lane, which is something you definitely would want to do. Again, they like their last pick. It's not working out. Last pick Timber didn't do anything, and last pick Husker, you want him to win his lane. But 18 CS, and they're ganking him again now middle. Can they get a kill here?
And he gets kicked back in. Fata just going to hold his ground and fight a little bit. It looks like he'll be fine with PPD rocking up, and Sumail will just get one last Tidebringer cleave off onto him to bring him down even lower. As PPD chases Fly up here. Has got boots on the Undying, but does look like Fly will be just fine and get out of there. Very rough mid lane for Fata, despite having that last pick Husker.
I think he felt like super confident in that. Like, yeah, it's a melee, yeah, pick me for Husker, I can own this game. But then he kind of forget about, hey, Kanka is like one of the highest harass damage in the game as well. Yep. And Husker can't really deal with that.
And hey, you're playing a Crit Earth Spirit. I mean, which hero mid is safe when you're playing against Crit's Earth Spirit? Probably very few. As the rotation causing him all kinds of problems. Down bottom, Ace has the Flame Guard if he wants to pop it. Yeah, we'll do so against the Iron Shell, just to make his lane that a little bit better. Does look like Darkseer is going to TP on out of there to get back to the Shrine and just continue his farm. He's not looking to rotate anytime soon, but Spectre free farming. You've said it repeatedly through this laning stage. It just doesn't feel like they're doing anything to slow down Arteezy.
You have an Undying, you really want to do Windows lanes, and sure, they did find enough bottom, but that's not enough. You had a tri-lane. Any hero could have done what Undying did there if you're just going to tri-lane.
Well, Enigma will continue using the denies as much as possible, try and slow Arteezy down, and imagine we may see the Ember consider getting active fairly soon now. This is one of those heroes that can rotate early to make plays and get active. With a level 6, you've got a guaranteed initiation, so we'll see if Ace decides to leave his lane anytime soon.
He does decide to go to phase boots. We see sometimes going to boosted travel, which just gives you such map control on that hero. You can be everywhere with your normal TP and your ultimate, but it's not going to have that, which I'm not a huge fan of. I just feel like you're going to have to be super aggressive soon if the Spectre.
And that's where the phase boots is maybe better than the travels, or?
No, I think it's a little bit worse because you can't move around on the map as much. Like, gotcha. Sure, in the engagement itself, it is good, but...
For now, Ace will just have to play around that TP, which is coming back up fairly soon, so we'll see if he's able to shove this lane and go for any kind of a rotation, but as you said, without the boots to travel, he just doesn't have that. He can't TP to a lane and then TP back to defend. He's fully committing to leaving his lane.
Yeah. This is ever since that changed to TP, we can have double TP. It's like such a huge buff to boosted travel. Yeah, really changed it completely.
These heroes that can get it early. I've seen a lot of Bat Riders getting it, Embers of course. Very powerful item.
Undying is level 3 now, so luckily at least Undying. Sometimes this hero is useless mid-game because the enemy has an answer to Tombstone, and this time around Tombstone is kind of decent. They will have Surge, but it's not the greatest tool against it, so Tombstone will be useful. They
don't have right clickers though, it's 3 melee cores.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why it's kind of good, because they can't really kill it. You can only run away from it, and if you get that level 20 on Darkseer with AoE Surge, but that is a while to go.
S4 could be in some trouble here. Shadow Shaman rotating in, has the Searing Chains. The Surge is going to be completely lost. As S4 should still go down here. The Surge will be kept alive a little bit longer as Ace will finish him off with the Flame Remnants.
Yes, forced to use 2 of his ultimates there, where they stack their stuns, and they're actually going to get a killer, maybe.
He has 1 Flame Remnant left. He needs to time this out. He does do so, but he still gets pulled out. Doesn't get hit by the boat, though, and Arteezy haunting on in. Slows him with the dagger. He's looking for the kill. The Slider Fist is there, but Ace doesn't get the Searing Chains on Arteezy. It hits the other heroes here, and Ace will go down. Arteezy getting the last hit even.
Yeah, really important Arteezy gets that kill there. When you rotate that all the way, getting a kill, you're really happy. I feel like he could have timed that better though, so he could get out of the X, I think.
Yeah, after the pullback. That's what you, I feel like normally see when Embers can escape it, but...
Yeah, I think he maybe panicked a little bit.
Tricky one to time sometimes. How's 33 doing? This Enigma. If this does go late game, as good as Spectre can be with free farm late game, Enigma is one of those heroes that can just win you games as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like in theory, this hero is like one of the best late gamers, but I've seen too many games where Enigma just chokes. Like it's so often where he doesn't get the ultimate he needs, and they're just too scared to play.
They do have nothing to cancel a BKB Black Hole.
Yeah, so it is a really good Enigma game late, and he's doing fine enough. He's got decent farm. The Husker also is not like completely out of the game. Didn't win the lane, but he's still 3k net worth, so everything is going kind of fairly even right now.
That Ember kill though, Ember was top net worth, so it's a big one for EG to get, and that keeps things pretty even here. But when you have a Spectre and you're playing even, you feel pretty good about the state of the game, because that's where EG are at right now. And we saw last game they were happy to have a slow laning stage and then just win team fights come mid game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tower's being claimed now for NIP, something their lineup does pretty damn well here. They haven't got the Serpent Wards quite yet. Shadow Shaman just level 5. Maybe wanting that experienced Tome of Knowledge fairly soon, which I don't believe has been bought yet.
Let's see if they want to continue here, actually.
Yep. NIP, can they? If no one on EG side is coming back to defend, they will.
Ember is ready to go here. They're baiting this a little bit of the CS for. So you want to go all the way in here now?
They've got the drums, so that's a nice little boost as well to their chase or their escape, whichever they need. Will be Ember backing off, getting away from Sumail, who will look to initiate with a Torrent.
Yeah, Black Hole.
33 is the target they want to go on. They want to try and force him to use a bad Black Hole, or just bring him down with the Magnetizer. It looks like they will just have to leave him to die. The rest of NIP Forced to flee, but unfortunately fleeing against the Kunkka, very difficult. He catches out Fata with the X. He gets pulled back in, but it's focused down as well. And Crit getting that kill as EG.
They have Glimpse here.
They've also got another X, I imagine, but yep, Glimpse will find the kill. Who's going to get the last hit? Sumail with this one.
Oh boy. Trying to run away from that lineup is not fun, as we can see. And I don't know, maybe if they had better position there, they could have maybe fought, but well, that definitely hurts.
Yeah.
And yeah, even though their laning was not like super good, I still think they have a very good lineup overall. If this Enigma doesn't go to Dagger Bill and it's just going Pipe, which is going to be super good this game. Pipe and any tank items that would make, I just don't see the EGS a lot of damage.
And that's where, yeah, this build may be the better way to play this one, is we will see an attempted push coming out from NIP. They stop Crit from rolling away with the Tombstone down. That can't be dealt with. There's zombies as well. Crit in all sorts of trouble. NIP just need to stand their ground and fight, because you can't run away from the X, you can't run away from the Glimpse, but if you're strong enough to just hold your ground with items like the Pipe, the Aura, the team items, that's when they're going to be able to win team fights again. Nice 2 hero steering chains here as the Haunt being thrown on in. EG want to fight this one, but the Black Hole is there. The boat is going to come as they already have counts to the Black Hole here. Fata gets brought down low, taken out by Sumail with the Tidebringer, and EG off of Crit's Earth Spirit buyback are looking to take this fight. They're fighting under the surfboards, but they don't really care. Another X onto Ace. He's going to be pulled back in. The Torrent there to finish him off as Arteezy gets the last hit on the kill. He wants PPD as well. There's already 3 dead. This is going to make it 4 as triple kill for Sumail. Easy peasy lemon squeezy as EG dominated another fight.
Yeah, and they get away with pretty low health here on a lot of their heroes. And yeah, Nick not getting any kill there. It's just the power of certain Iron Shell. Like, it's doing so much damage in these fights, and you give that to Spectre, he's just running loose and killing everyone.
Yeah, and Kunkka was just hitting Tidebringers off of cooldown to finish kill after kill. One of those heroes that, like, level 10 Kunkka, that's kind of where he comes online. He gets the plus 40 damage talent, he's got the level 3X, so he's got an 800 cast range on it. He's able to use that constantly in a fight for pickoffs and initiation. And NIP get caught out a bit there, and they just perhaps lack a couple of items before they can play that aggressively.
Yeah, they're playing kind of sloppy, honestly. I feel like their draft is just simply better, but they just keep getting picked off and getting punished by the Spectre ult. And we see he already has 2.3k gold on a Spectre, so he will get that Radiance and a very good timing.
Well, the fact he's going Radiance maybe gives NIP a bit more of a window to play aggressive still for the next 5 minutes or so.
And again, Fata is really struggling. Bottom 4 now in the net worth. Again with the last pick.
Yeah, it's been a tough series for him.
And he's usually the most stable player in the team and who always has a good game. But this is elimination game, and he's having the 2 worst games he's had in a long time. Not happy about that.
So once our drop, they want this tier 2 top.
As for, can he deny this? He's got the damage plus...
no. 33 gets it.
Oh, I didn't pick the talent yet. Okay, well that's super good, but they do get the wards down.
Yeah, the fun was that tower was already very low, so doesn't feel like the biggest victory for NIP by any means.
Sucks. Oh,
nice.
the 2 brothers are fighting it out.
Yeah.
Who is the most powerful one?
Spirit on Spirit action. Storm Spirit left on the sidelines, but Ember is going to lose this one unless he gets another Sleight of Fist off. He doesn't get a chance to use it. He has to Remnant away, and he's dying to the Magnetize. He's trying to dodge instances, I believe, with the Flame Remnant, but he's going to die to Crit.
Earth beats fire.
Yep. He puts out that fire as Sax is going to look to put out Fly, but it's EG who have the numbers here once again. He doesn't hit the boat. Sumail.
TPs, they got to help her, boys.
Yep. Can they catch that? That's something EG's draft doesn't really have the best of in that situation. Even with the Aether Lens on Shadow Shaman, they're not able to chase down for those kills, but they will get a D-Ward.
Feels like EG's just outplaying them around the map right now.
Yep. Speaking of which, can they outplay Fata once again? X. To start things off, there is a disarm. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer. There's the Tidebringer with the Spectre follow-up, and Fata just melts to this one. It's not just Fata, it's going to be Saxa as well. They fight over the kill, and it's going to be Crit who gets the last hit.
And they just have the super aggressive way they're playing right now. Every time Spectre ult is up, they just go, and he hopefully gets a few kills when he goes in there. And it's just the Earth Spirit and Darkseer with the Iron Shell and stuff, and it's doing so much.
Take another look at this mid-team fight.
Yeah, it looks kind of good because they got the Tombstone getting stunned, so Earth Spirit can't get out.
Yeah, the Malefice stopping that one, was it?
Yeah, that was the Malefice, I believe. It should be.
Will
be EG happy to slow things down. They're not looking to play too aggressive with that Haunt down, but anytime it's up, like you say, they are taking fights and building towards that Radiance. And
once he gets Radiance, it's going to be disaster for the enemy. And he's so close. They're going to get piped by the time, so they have something at least. But it feels like that's going to be too little anyway.
Also, it feels like it's not even all about the Spectre. Sumail's Kunkka, 8.5k net worth. With Shadowblade, he's doing so much physical damage in fights off of this Tidebringer. The new Tidebringer was kind of changed so that the cleave doesn't scale as well into the late game, but it does a bit more damage in the early to mid game now. The way it works, and that's where Sumail's been crushing.
This here kind of just disappeared completely once they fixed the Tidebringer working on the Nice, but I'm seeing here that he's still strong outside the laning stage. He gives that massive team fight. Middle lane here, another pick off by the looks of it. Is next to a tower and they're not helping him at all. Like, this feels like this shouldn't be happening.
He's even going to drop the Serpent Wards because they really want to fight here. They'll get the chains out, and as the buyback comes into play as well, S4 is just charging on out of there. Can they even catch anyone? They use Serpent Wards.
Next to a tower, then no one is helping him. It doesn't feel like they're playing as a team. Easy, quick TP by Ember there just to go in there and catch both of them, but nothing happens, and they just run away. Nip, please.
Still waking up this morning, perhaps. Opening game of the day, but it's not morning anymore, as EG looking very sharp in this series, and Spectre gets closer and closer to Radiance, has the Relic already, and gold on top of that. This Radiance is gonna come up without Arteezy dying a single time. I mean, it's not just Arteezy, there's only been 3 kills altogether, and 2 of those are just on Crit's Earth Spirit, normally because he's dying to get some kills for his team.
Let's get the Vessel again now, just being that super tanky hero. You usually think support is the squishy ones, and you see someone rolling in, but it's almost 2k health. If you focus that guy, you're just creating so much space. And we're also soon going to see the combo wombo here. Vacuum level 2 ready, so that's going to be a threat soon as well. And the smoke, never mind, there's no smoke.
Well, NIP will see this Relic now and probably enter some slight panic mode and be like, this game isn't looking good when Spectre has a Relic at this stage of the game. 19 minutes in.
Ichi2, they want to fight, don't have Radiance yet, but he still feels super confident. They're just going to go, or...
They get the Expo to lead the way onto Fata. They're going to pull him back into this, but...
I feel like you really should wait for Radiance. It's 200 gold.
NIP want to chase and fight. They know the Radiance isn't up yet, but the Tidebringer brings down 33 to half health. He's trying to salve, but he's not healing because of the Spirit Vessel. He's going to lose it as well. Another Tidebringer coming out to clear out the Eidolons, and
the Radiance is coming. 15 seconds, and they're just going to go and clear them completely.
And this Kunk is just doing so much damage in the front lines with that double damage ring. Just nothing it can do. NIP are going to take a pick here. Like you say, he is baiting. He's very tanky and hard to kill. Yep. Radiance arrives.
Rip to Nip.
He immediately TPs down bottom. He doesn't want to join up with his team. He wants to be pushing a lane and then haunting in. Maximum efficiency from Arteezy. He wants to farm. He wants to hit creeps, but he'll also take the hero kills if they come to him.
They do see the Radiance now. Pipe is down as well.
They're grabbing bounty runes, it looks like. NIP will grab the 2 up top, but it's going to be 2 apiece as they give up their T1 mid tower.
Enigma TP here. I don't know if they want to take this fight.
I don't think you do. But we'll see. They may just feel desperate to take any kind of a fight here. Potential Haunt is there. Crit survives through the Malefice. He's going to turn and fight with the Static Storm. There's the Haunt coming in from Spectre. Arteezy goes on the backlines, goes on Fata, then changes his mind, goes elsewhere. 33's Enigma already down. No Black Hole for this fight as a result of it. And EG just pulling back, playing on the high ground, kiting with their supporters. They're going to now roll in, hit the stun on Fata, go in with the Magnetize. That's going to catch out everyone as S4 has himself a triple kill with the Iron Shell. Ace is going to be the last man standing. Can he get out of this one? The rolling boulder. He finds where the Remnant is, and Crit is just camping it. He needs to be careful. He's taking the tower. He doesn't even go to it, as Crit will survive the tower while the rest of the team will get the kill on Ace. Crit actually getting the last hit with the Magnetize, and what a disaster of a fight.
And again, they're all so low. If they just didn't have that poor laning stage in early game, which the way they laned it, I feel like the game could have been so different. But now you get the Radiance, you team wipe the enemy, you cannot be feeling happy for NIP right now. Enigma, just like, you just burst him down, and without Enigma they don't have any team fight and they're lacking control. So
ZG, this is a team known for their lower bracket runs. They feel very at home, I feel like, in the lower bracket a lot of the time and making deep runs there. And right now it looks like NIP just be maybe the first on a list of a few teams' names to come to fall at EG's hands, but things not quite over yet. 10k gold lead just 21 minutes in, but the real story is that free farming Spectre, as you've talked about, where if you're down this kind of money against the Spectre, it's just so much worse.
They're doing a desperation smoke right now. Spectre ult has a super long cooldown, 50 seconds still on the board, so if they want to do something now, I don't know how to kill this Roche though. This feels like a very desperate.
It's being pinged, I believe, but it looks like a brown ping. It looks like Crit knows this one is Ace will catch out Ace. He gets vacuumed back into it as well. Ace, can he get out? He's being fire remnanted away, but he's been X'd up as well. He gets pulled back in. Another fire in. He's still the same one. It looks like he will escape as the boat's going to come flying on in. Can he get a black hole off? He needs to get a boat, but he gets the hit by the boat. He doesn't get the black hole off. Fata now low as well with the Spirit Vessel. He just can't stay alive. This early Spirit Vessel is just destroying him. Saxa, he's going to trap himself in his own wards as PPD will go down next to him. Absolute destruction. Crit with the triple kill. Back-to-back team fights where this Earth Spirit just cleans up, and EG 3-23.
Yeah, it's just the power of the boat. You boat 3 of your cores, they take no damage, and it looks like Nip can't do anything. Because that rum, man. You have some rum and you can't die.
Pretty sure that's how it works in real life too.
Yeah, you get immune to stuff.
Well, EG, they've got the BKB on Sumail for that fight as well. That's also what made it very easy and straightforward for them. And there's just no opening for the Enigma there to even get a black hole off. Going for these team items, but he just gets chipped away at by the Tidebringer, and by the time he's like close enough to any heroes, he's already low on health and can't do anything at all.
Yeah, he needs so many items. He ideally he would want to have, you know, Greaves and a BKB now, and at that point he will be such a threat, but just running around with a pipe, he will just die. You just use the Disruptor ult or any kind of control and he just drops.
Yep.
And there's no space for him to farm at all. EG knows that just keep up the pressure, no room to breathe, and we'll choke them slowly.
And they're doing that kind of a strat with the Spectre. They can choke them with 4 heroes while Spectre's elsewhere on the map farming, has Haunt up once again, and this is not good for NIP.
Level 3 Spectral coming in as well. 7 seconds. There's a Rasta here. They want to gank him, but that's not going to happen. You see, when they try to go on one of EG's heroes, insta-TP by S4, because they help their teammates to make sure that no one dies. And, you know, if you insta-TP, you can, you know, catch people. It's very useful. And even if that doesn't work out, you insta-TP, it's not end of the world.
No, this TP item sounds pretty useful, Bulldog.
Yeah, a very good item. The brothers again here. Just fighting at it. And, oh boy.
Man, it sounds like a pretty OP item. It must cost a lot of gold to buy TPs or something, though.
It did used to cost 135 gold.
Whoa, that's a lot.
That was a lot.
Okay. Well, EG, in the Roche pit we go. And, I mean, this is not a quick Roche by any means, but it's a Roche that NIP are not contesting, most importantly.
They did use Spectral, but still, there is nothing to do. That's got the pipe himself. NIP not feeling too hot right now. They're doing another smoke, desperation smoke. The buyback on Ember, they're using everything here.
It's too late. They've already taken Roche and now Arteezy. Spectre with an Aegis, one of the best Aegis carries in the game.
Yeah, but you both, you just gotta kill him now. Kill him.
33 smoked up, and Arteezy's just throwing daggers, hunting around. He may almost find this Enigma if he's persistent, but won't do so. Instead, it's back to the mid lane. X forward Sumail. Looking to maybe do some damage, but will pull himself back, and there are some bounty runes down bottom if EG wants to claim them.
Amanta as well. He is very fat.
And we're saying this, but the Kunkka is still 2k gold plus ahead of him.
Now we're talking more about Spectre, but Sumail is having pretty much a perfect game.
Sumail had a Radiance queued up for a second, but he changes it. I was like, yeah. It's almost like a BM Radiance where it's like, I'll get one too. Use up an AC now instead.
I see 33 switching from the dagger to BKB, which makes a lot of sense. Like, you need to have BKB, because again, you can't cancel it.
Your only way to win this game is with some miraculous black holes, it feels like.
You gotta pray for like a triple black hole.
Yeah. This is EG though, and this kind of a lead, 21k gold, 25 kills to 3 with a Spectre in your team, is there really comeback potential?
Well, we can bring up the graph and see what Gaben has to say. And he says no. Gaben has made the call, it is over.
Back it up.
Let's just bring it back to the panel, see what they have to say.
Chibi, you ready? You there? No. Looks like we will, of course, play this one out as crazier things have happened. I think it was TI where OG had a 0% win rate in one of those TI Grand Finals games and actually managed to win despite Gaben not believing in them. So that's what NIP is hoping is the case for them right here.
Gaben is only human.
Unfortunately, in that situation, I believe OG had the Spectre when they made that massive, well, at least some of their massive comebacks. I don't think they ever had 0% win rate with Spectre. But we'll see what NIP can do.
Yeah, because they got to do it now, because EG is on a push now. They have Aegis still on the Spectre. He's level 20, so he gets casual 500 health on Spectre. It's pretty good talent. It's a pretty nice one. So killing him might have been hard before, but now it's kind of impossible. Okay, that's a good start.
There they are, trying to bring down his fall. He's kind of, oh sorry, Sumail, he is kind of baiting here. The vacuum, they're going to help him out. Sumail pops the BKB, going to turn with an Expo. That's going to be on the Enigma here. That means there could be no black hole. If they do manage to burst him down, it looks like they will. Teasy trying to finish off 33 will do so. He's got a buyback. Will he opt to use it? Immediately pops it as EG may just want to regroup and back off here. The shackles with the serpent wards, they are trying to focus down Arteezy, but that's a Spectre. I don't think he's the target you really want to focus. That dispersion damage is going to tear you apart. Crick goes rolling in, catches out the Enigma with the Yule Scepter. You have to get off a black hole. If they lose Enigma again, it's all over, but the Static Storm, there's the Womba combo. Vacuum Static Storm, 3 dead. It's going to be a 4th. PPD goes down as well. Only Ember remains, and the GG is called.
The panel. The panel yet again.
Panel Bulldog. What was your first?
I told you EG was gonna win since the beginning.
What were your first 4 words of this cast? Pile of crap draft, I believe.